Hey guys, Troubletcat here, recording for the Zombie Arcade. This is going to be a live commentary, and sorry about the lack of content, by the way. I'm going to try to get into more uploads coming out more regularly again. Now I've got Diablo 3 to come up, and I've got to finish LA Noire finally. I'm so close to the end of being done with uploading LA Noire. I just want to be done uploading it, and then there's going to be more Battlefield content and stuff. But I wanted to talk about this game because, wow, my team is losing abysmally badly. Cool. Always a great thing to come into. You know, I'm just gonna fuck around in that. I'm just gonna play the Assault Kit. You know, looks like we've been pushed way back into our spawn. That's not so good. But yeah, okay. So I'm getting a bit distracted. I wanted to talk about this game. And well, Troubletcat, it seems like you're always talking about this game. You play this game all the friggin' time. What else do you have to say about it? You're always telling us about the game, and there are actually things about this game that I don't say in my videos. And one of my friends, who's a pretty serious gamer dude. I mean, he's extremely unserious, but he's into competitive gaming and stuff like that to a certain extent. He's always in it for the lulz, but he's like me in a certain sense. He's in it for the lulz, but he does like to play games that are competitive, that involve a bit of skill, that are, you know, well fucking made games. Is the key requirement, to be honest. And just playing with him, you know, I still love this game, but there's always been a lot of things about it that bugged me that, you know, he sort of brought to the forefront of my mind as sort of a fresh perspective on the game. And hang on a second. And I don't talk about this shit because there's so much. The main reason for that is, and I mean, I do have serious problems with this game, but I go on the forums, the Battlelog forums, and I defend this game to the death. And it's because it's a fun game. It's well made, relatively speaking. It's enjoyable to play, and I mean, I do think there's something to this game. But at the same time, there's all these things about it that do really get to me that I never talk about. That I wanna air out because I'm a little bit disappointed in DICE. I'm going to be honest. They said there was going to be a big patch this month in February, and it turns out, you know, that's been delayed. It looks like the change list is going to be pretty good, but there's still some things about the game that I think really need to be changed for the game to be what I want it to be and what a lot of the other players want it to be. There's some things about this game that really have to change that obviously aren't going to be changing in this patch and might, you know, never be changed. Especially since the things that bother me are not the things that everybody bitches about. You know, you go on the Battlelog forums, there's a million fucking threads about, you know, this thing is cheap and overpowered, or, you know, this particular tactic makes me fucking sad, or, you know, Mav glitching, or disconnection issues, which, you know, barely affect me, but I know are pretty bad for some people, but don't really affect me. No, the problems that I have with this game are things that are a little bit more. Well, it's a double kill. All right. Things that are a little bit more sort of intrinsic to the way the game is actually built from a ground level. I have a big problem with the netcode in this game. Is the main one, and it's one of the things people do talk about it, but it's one of the things that is talked about less commonly than a lot of other things on the forums, particularly where people are all hung up on this other bullshit that doesn't matter anywhere near as much. And the netcode in this game is actually so bad that it actually does kind of ruin the feel of the game to me. The game feels, I don't know, maybe some of you guys who play Battlefield 3 will know what I'm talking about, and maybe some of you won't, but to me, I always feel kind of like oddly disconnected from what's going on in the game, and it's because there's this weird-ass delay between, you know, when you're shooting and when your shots are actually landing on your screen, and also, you know, you're getting shot around corners. Sometimes you appear to get killed by one shot from a gun that can't kill in one shot. All this kind of weird-ass shit. I'm actually going to link, I'll put a link in the description to a video that shows off the problems with the netcode really well and describes, it doesn't describe, but it illustrates absolutely perfectly the kind of issue I'm talking about. That's just this intrinsic thing at the very base of the game that makes everything feel really off. And I have a lot of fun with Battlefield 3, and that's why I still love it, and I still continue to play it. But I wanted this game to be a little bit harder than it is, be a little bit more competitive than it is, be more skill-based than it actually is. And when I saw early footage of the game, you know, I thought I saw some stuff, and it looked really promising to me. You know, the weapons had recoil. I initially thought that there was no regenerating health. There is, but, you know, at least you have a health indicator instead of weird screen effects and shit. But the thing about it was, I have a lot of fun with this game, but this game is a casual game. It's not a hard game to play. You can't take this seriously competitively. And, you know, I was saying for a while there, you know, MLG shouldn't be picking up Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 is garbage from a competitive standpoint, and that's true, but this game is honestly not that much better. There's so little that actually goes into playing this game successfully. All you need is a really, really basic conception of strategy and tactics, and I mean, that's it. There's nothing, you need to be able to aim well, sure, but aiming's really easy in this game. I mean, there's recoil, but it's not much, and nobody's ever moving that quickly. You know, you're never taking on really hard targets, or very rarely, and it's just, you know, people say, well, you know, it's more about team play and strategy and stuff like that, which is true. This game does have a lot more emphasis on teamwork and a lot more emphasis on strategy than something like Call of Duty. That's 100% true. But what it boils down to is mastering, you know, the correct playstyle for you, or like what is going to be a correct, successful strategy, is something that's very, very simple to do. It's very, very quick, and it's because the game is just, I don't know, guys. I really do like it, and there's a lot about it that I love, but it's just not quite, it's not quite, you know, all there for me. You know, I've put 260 hours into this, and I'm not close to done with it, but at the same time, hang on a second, I can't quite see myself getting, and I'm not getting as much out of this game as I wanted to, and I definitely can't see myself ever getting as much as I wanted to out of the game unless they fix some things like the netcode, and unless they find a way to make the game a little bit harder is really all there is to it. There are players out there that are a lot better than me at the game. There's no doubt about that. But I have this sense that mastering this game is actually something that's really straightforward, and that might sound like a weird contradiction, you know, oh yeah, there's people that are way better than me, but mastering this game is fucking easy. That might sound like a weird-ass thing to say, but the fact of the matter is that I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. It must seem like, you know, I'm scrambling for words, and that's because it's 2:30 in the morning, and I sat down to record this commentary after a couple of drinks, and I was just sort of thinking about things and wanting to put up a video, and I'm still trying to sort of get, you know, I knew approximately what I was going to talk about, but I'm still trying to get everything perfectly straight in my head. You know, so that might seem like a contradiction, but despite the fact that I haven't mastered the game, that there are people that are a lot better than me, I have this conception that the difference between me and somebody who is, you know, the ultimate badass in this game is actually kind of small. There are people that are a lot better than me, but there aren't people that are completely out of my league, and that seems like, well, that's okay, right? I mean, you're a decent enough player. Why should there be people that are out of your league? Well, the thing about it is, I'm an above average player at best, and the skill ceiling in the game is low enough that even as just, you know, an above average player, the like sort of top tiers of awesomeness are sort of within my grasp, and you know, on a good night, I do play at a level that's up there with you know, the super awesome dudes, and I don't like that. It's just the game isn't complex. It's not difficult enough to have this big sort of gap between one good player and another good players. One good player and another good players. Where it does have it is you can sort of tell the difference between when you have a group of people, say a squad, you can tell the difference between a bad squad and a good squad a lot more easily than a bad player and a good player. But that's just sort of the compounded effect of, you know, 4 people's skill instead of one person's. It's not... You can say this game has a lot to do with teamwork, but, I mean, come on, it's actually really, really straightforward. You know, drop medkits, defibrillate people, drop your fucking ammo boxes, and stay near your squad mates, and that's it. That's all you're gonna get from teamwork. Occasionally, me and my friends will do something where, you know, I'll shoot at a guy and suppress him and distract him, and my teammate will run around behind and shit like that. But, I mean, come on, let's be honest. That's cool and all, but it's unnecessary flair. We could have just shot that guy down from where we were standing, because, you know, it's just really easy to shoot people down from pretty much anywhere. The whole flank maneuver was actually, you know, it was cool, but it wasn't... Hell, it was probably more risky than just staying where we were and shooting it out with the guy until he was dead, because we outnumbered him anyway. He wasn't going to kill both of us, and if one of us died, well, fuck yeah, defibrillator. And I just... You know, I think, you know, that maybe that... Yeah, maybe I'm starting to sort of get at what I'm trying to get at. Is just this idea that I really wanted to have fun with this game, obviously, and I do, but I also wanted it to be competitive. I wanted it to be something that I would, you know, practice at and improve at, and I have gotten a bit better at it since release. But I wanted it to be this competitive game where it would take a long time to get really good at, where, you know, there was a challenge and reward thing going on, because I find games that are easy far less rewarding than games that are hard. That's why I love Dark Souls, for example. It's a difficult game, and that makes it really rewarding to play. And basically what it comes down to is Battlefield 3 is just a little bit easier, a little bit more simplistic of a game that I like. Is it as easy as something like Call of Duty? No. No, it's not. But at the same time, Bad Company 2 was a much harder game, even, and Bad Company 2 was like the console Battlefield title, or the Bad Company games in general were. And, I mean, Bad Company 2, I found, was a much, much harder game to master than this game. I mean, if you want to look at Battlefield 2, Battlefield Vietnam, 1942, there's no comparison. Those games are out of this game's league in terms of how challenging they were, how difficult they were. And you know, so this is a well-designed game. It's fun to play. It's got a certain level of legitimacy to it in terms of, you know, it's not the easiest thing out there on the market, but it's kind of, it's the most legit of the casual titles. It's the most competitive casual shooter on the market, is the way I'd put it. And that's... I was kind of hoping it would be more in the range of being a relatively casual competitive shooter, if you will. There's a world of difference to me. And yeah, there's just... It bugs me. It bugs me. And it's one of the reasons that I've lost a little bit of steam with the Meet the Weapon series, because I had this idea that doing the Meet the Weapon series would sort of really get into the game and, you know, talk about, you know, shit like that, and talk about, you know, the way the different weapons fell and all that stuff, and really learn the game better. But as it turns out, as I learned, you know, after I started the series, it's not necessary. You don't need to do all that legwork to understand the game and get good at it. What it comes down to is you choose a gun and you roll with it, and it doesn't fucking matter which one you pick, because they all get the job done. And they all, within their classes, they all have a pretty similar playstyle. There's just, it's not there's no variety with the weapons. I like the weapon variety and all that stuff, and I think the different guns have different feels, and it's good, and there's good balance, and that's all fantastic. There's just not enough, there's not enough challenge, not enough substance to actually using the weapons effectively to make a series like that really worthwhile, you know? I hope you guys understand what I mean. That's the way I feel about the game, and I haven't been saying anything because I do like the game, and there's so many people bitching about the game, just complaining about every little thing, that, yeah, I don't want to join them, because the game is good, and DICE shouldn't feel bad for making it. It's a fun shooter. It works relatively well, except for the netcode, which, I mean, is actually really fucked. You'll see, if you check out the video, I'm going to link in the description, you'll see the netcode in this game is a severe problem. But aside from that, this is a really solid title. It's a solid little shooter. It's fun to play. It's not, you know, it's not too brain dead, but it's just not quite all I was hoping it would be. And, you know, I'm not done with it, but I'm a little disappointed, and I'm really hoping DICE will step up their game with the patches and make this a little bit more what the community wants it to be. Because it's not just that I want this game to be more competitive, a little bit more challenging. That's the Battlefield community. That's what most people who are going to be playing Battlefield 3 are going to want. That's why they picked this instead of Call of Duty. They want a more complicated, a more challenging experience. And sure, I mean, DICE drew in some of the Call of Duty crowd with this game that they might not have drawn in if it was a little bit harder, but they didn't need that crowd. They had their core audience. And to be honest, those people are still... They're going to be playing Modern Warfare 3 more than this game anyway, because Modern Warfare 3 does that that still caters to their desires more than this game does. And I don't know. There's still going to be, patches coming out. I'm a little disappointed there wasn't one in February like they originally said there was going to be. I'm hoping it'll come out next month. And I'm hoping with, some balance changes, tweaks to the game as time goes on, this game is not only, I'm such a dirt fatality, this guy really wanted the med kit and I just ran off from him. I feel really bad about that. I did pretty badly in this game in general, but I've been really focusing on just the topic of the video. I'm really hoping that DICE is going to tweak this game. First of all, I'm really hoping they're going to fix the netcode so that it's actually kind of fucking in sync and I don't get shot around corners, and when I kill people I actually know it's legit and not that they just didn't have time to react because the netcode screwed them over. The netcode, it really has been annoying me more than anything else, especially lately. And I'm also hoping that they're going to tweak the game and make it just a little bit more complex, a little bit deeper than it is right now. And that's going to give it a new life for me, because right now, I'm going to keep playing this game, but it's just because there's nothing better out there. It's the thing to play. And as soon as something better comes along, I'm going to be moving on from this and never looking back. And I really wanted this to be like a really solid kind of shooter, the kind of shooter that I'd still be playing in 5 years because it's just that good. I still play Counter-Strike Source on occasion. And right now, Battlefield 3 is not one of those games. It's a game that I will absolutely leave in the dust as soon as just something else comes along, as much as I do enjoy it. And the game has so much potential. There's so much about it to like. It'd be a shame if DICE didn't go in a direction that lets them make it be all it can be and lets them really appeal to their core audience. So, that's just stuff that I haven't been saying about the game because I've been wanting not to complain, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I just want to make a video and explain to people that, especially, those of you who have me on Battlelog, for example, who see the kinds of forum posts I make, they may be thinking, oh my god, Troubletcat, you're some kind of insane fanboy who thinks the game is flawless. And that's not it at all. It's just that I'm not a person who likes to complain. I'm somebody who likes to take games for what they are and try and enjoy what they can give me. And that's why, a lot of games that a lot of people don't like so much, like Duke Nukem Forever, I think is a fun game, even though there's a lot of problems with it. And it's because I just take games at face value and try and get whatever I can out of them. And so, I'm not really mad about BF3. And it bugs me just how much flack the game gets, because I think people overreact a lot. But that said, it's not all I want it to be, and I really do hope DICE is going to fix this up. And I just want to, I just want to get these concerns that I have about the game out there, and see how other people feel about it. So, if you guys play Battlefield 3, wow, I'm playing really badly this video, guys, because I'm not focusing on my actual play at all, so sorry about that if you're the type of folks who care about that. But so leave a comment below if you play Battlefield 3 and sort of what you think about what I said about the game here. Are you really happy with Battlefield 3? Is everything perfect to you? Do you think the netcode is fine? Because I think you're just wrong if you think that, but you're welcome to your own opinion at the same time. Are you satisfied with, where the game's at in terms of just the general way it plays, how challenging it is, that kind of thing? Are you okay with that? I want to know. I'm curious about that. One more thing about this game, the fucking graphics are gorgeous. But, holy shit, like lens flare and smoke and dust and rain, mist, fog, and papers fluttering around and fire and stuff. It can't see shit, Captain, sometimes. That's a really minor, peeve for me, but I kind of wish there was slightly less things that blinded you in this game. Anyway, just my final little note about things that bug me about this game, because this is probably the only video where I'm going to make where I'm just actually going to say what I don't like about the game, because in almost all my videos, I don't talk about that. And people know I love this game, and that's true. That's the main way I feel about it. But I figured I'd make one video and talk about the problems I do have with the game, so you guys know that, I'm not under any delusions that this game is perfect. And I'm certainly not under any delusions that this game is some, legit, hardcore, super competitive fucking thing. I just think people are way too fucking mad. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I think I rambled on a little bit more than I needed to, but I hope I got my point across. And hopefully we'll be getting back into some more videos soon. I don't know what I'm going to do with Meet the Weapon. I'm kind of feeling like it was a good idea, and it came from the heart, and it was good for a while, but I'm kind of feeling like it's just become really stale because of how many guns there are in the game. So, you know, I honestly don't know if I'm going to finish Meet the Weapon or not at this point. I was planning to. I haven't decided. What it comes down to is I don't feel like making those videos right now. And that's actually one of the main reasons I realized is I haven't been putting out any videos is because I was feeling like, well, I have to make Meet the Weapon because that's what people expect, right? But I just haven't been feeling like making a Meet the Weapon video. So I'm not saying the series is dead, but what I am saying is the next Meet the Weapon video will come out when I feel like making the next Meet the Weapon video. And I hope we will eventually get through all the guns someday, but I'm going to be taking it a bit slower with that. And trying to bring you guys more videos about other kinds of topics. They won't be like random-ass commentaries. I will try and have, you know, a topic for each video. Some just random-ass commentaries, but for the most part, you know, I know people like it if there's actually something you're fucking talking about in the video. And so don't worry about that. It's not like I'm just going to be replacing Meet the Weapon with herp-derping constantly. But, yeah, I just want to let you guys know. Don't hold your breath on the next Meet the Weapon video. I think it'll probably happen eventually, but it might not happen anytime soon. I think maybe I'm just burnt out on the series, and I just need to let it sit for a while and then get back and finish it off. We'll see what happens, and I hope you guys will stick around for whatever I continue to do in the future. So this is probably a long-ass video, and I really need to stop and maybe think about going to bed. So until next time, thanks for watching. No! Why am I revived? Now say it. Huh? Thanks for watching, and until next time, Troubletcat out.